It's time for some damn good tacos and college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchy's Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchy's is the place. Torchy's location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchy's has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchy's has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs. Whatever it is. Everybody, welcome to the Arkansas Football Report. Good evening, folks, and welcome Razorback Nation. We are here live at Torchy's Tacos here in Rogers. Want to say a special thank you to Jonathan and Marcus for all the hospitality they show us each and every week. I know that Fayetteville store is closed, Otis, but it'll be open right around move-in day towards the first part of August.
Oh, okay.
So be looking out for that. In the meantime, though, you guys can always come up here to Rogers and enjoy any of your favorite tacos, queso, whatever they have back here. Also want to say a special thank you to Carbless Cocktails. They are 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 100 calories per can. Try any of their vodka or margarita tequila flavors and open your taste buds up to those delicious drinks. They serve those here exclusively here at Torchy's Tacos or in your major retail grocer. Be sure to always like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, Hogville YouTube channel, and catch any past shows from Otis, Dudley, Kevin, and Marshall. Stop by any of this Rogers Torchy's Tacos and try any of the tacos that they have in the big board back there. Also, the taco of the month, which is pretty stinking good. Have to come up here and try that. It's a fried chicken taco with an Asian zing to it. I've had about 5 or 6 of them, and they're really, really good. They are really, really good. So make sure to pair that in with their house-made queso that's made fresh daily, and open up your taste buds to a whole new world. Otis, you've been camping, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been camping and recruiting or chasing recruits. A little bit of everything, man. Yeah, a lot of football going on right now, even baseball, So, yeah, I've been going to camps. I'll tell you what, that kid yesterday, man, was a big kid, man. I mean,
you got to tell me, who was it?
6'5", 308 pounds, man. That from Pine Bluff, and and just a big kid, just big lineman. His dad went to Ole Miss, but just looked good. But he's going into 9th grade. 6'5", 308 in the 8th grade, going into 9th grade, man.
That kind of sounds like what Amarian Harris, his size, whenever he was going into.
But yeah, it does. But this kid plays both ways too. But he's not as heavy as Amarian was. I mean, he's not fat at all, man. I mean, Amarian had some weight on him. He was like 380 or something. This kid's like 308, not an ounce of, not much, not a bunch of baby fat, but yeah, just looks good, man.
What did you notice that kind of stood out to you other than just his size?
The way he moved, because a lot of kids, I look at those kids and those young kids, because that's pretty much what's at the camp. Yeah. There's some older kids that's trying to get smaller offers because 26 pretty much been picked over in art, but and now Easton Daly was there, 26 kid, and there was a lot of colleges talking to him after the smaller college. They'd jump on him. He's a good ball player. His dad played here. Yeah. Grandfather played here. His uncle played here. His brother's at Missouri. I mean, Easton Daly's a player, but what I look for in that kid and all these kids is how well they move. Are they awkward? Do they have? I saw a kid probably 6'7". And I don't know who he was. I didn't ask, but he's about 6'7". But when he moved, it was like he had to move every inch of ounce of his body, to just move. And you can tell I don't know if he'll grow into it or not, man. He's got some work to do. Not very but this kid is just super athletic, man. And I mean, that makes a difference. But that's the biggest thing. Just how, and some of them grow into it. So you can't just say, well, you know, he's not right now. Well, yeah, but I mean, they may later on and grow into it, you know, and but.
See, and that's the thing too, is that some of these kids that have got those fast twitch that kind of jump off the you know, the field and kind of set themselves apart.
Yeah,
I feel like Sam is always having to constantly fight different schools because, I mean, let's face it, this is not the only camp that some of these kids are going to go to this summer. I mean, they're going to be camp hopping. And if there's a camp open, I'm sure that their high school coach is going to be having them out at it, because that's part of their job, is to grow their presence with college coaches. And if they're not doing that, they're not doing their job right. So these kids are traveling all over the place, and it's imperative that Sam and his crew get in on these kids. I know that they're at the camps and stuff, but you know, it is imperative for that they get in early, and this is that first opportunity, really.
Yeah, here's a kid, Hunter Bates from Tyler Legacy. He's 6'7", 250. Just turned 16. 6'7", 250. He'll be here Saturday. That's going to be the better camp. Today was pretty lean. Tomorrow will be lean, but Saturday there'll be some kids, and next Wednesday will probably be some kids. But I know some next week. But Saturday's going to be a pretty good camp. But this kid, Hunter Bates from Tyler Legacy, 16, just turned 16. I guess he's a junior or sophomore, but he's somebody I'm anxious to see. I don't know. I mean, schools are looking at him, so I'm anxious to see how well he moves, you know, and what I think about him. But I know he's somebody worth watching for sure. You know, and just these. But yeah, just see how all this works out, man. But yeah, there's some talent over there. It's just a lot of it's young, man, and camps used to people come here trying to earn the offers, and they still do, but it's really young kids now more so than the older ones. There's that kid, you know, and just and there's Daly. I mean, you know, just
he kind of looks like a kid from Fort Smith that come up.
Kobe Branham.
Yeah, Kobe.
Yeah,
Branham.
yeah. That's I told him that. He reminds me and moves a lot like Kobe and stuff. Yeah, good kid. He's 6'5", or I'm sorry, 6'3", I think, about 300 pounds, 6'4". But yeah, like I said, his dad was Adam Daly, played fullback.
Yeah, I
remember Marvin Daly, a long time ago, old time, was a fullback here, old school fullback, hard-nosed fullback. Yeah. Clark Moore was his uncle, played here, and his brother is at Missouri playing linebacker right now. Walked up, true freshman, and got a little NIL money and stuff, so they're taking care of him at Missouri. But thought Arkansas should have really went after him here, but they did. So I don't know why they didn't.
I know that you have your normal weekly spot on Picture on Nation. What's a little bit different though is that if you guys have any questions that you want to give Otis, we'll throw those up here and we'll answer those too. Yeah. If you have any questions regarding campers that he's seen, also if you have any questions with any recruits that might be coming in, signing here in the near future as well. Throw those up there, and we'll go over those with you too.
Yeah. There were some good kids here Sunday, I was told, but I didn't get over there because I had 9 recruits to chase down and catch and interview, and missed some of them, missed a couple of them. But then I had baseball at 2:00. That killed me. But 2:00, I liked the 2:00 game, but it killed me because I couldn't go to the camp. I had 2 or 3 interviews set up over there, and I couldn't go, so I didn't get to do them. So there's only so many hours in a day, and I just couldn't go. But I did knock out the baseball game and the recruits. I think I missed 2 of them. Well, I missed 2, and one wouldn't talk. He was committed to Notre Dame and didn't want to talk to us, you know. So
it was nice that he at least visited, and hopefully he can.
I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, if he didn't want to talk, that's fine. He's not obligated to, man. Yeah, that's cool. But I mean, but it didn't miss him. But we completely missed 2 of them. Just got out, you know. And they picked up the kid from Bentonville, the wide receiver, this week, you know. And they picked up who else they get? They got somebody else. They got they've gotten some players. Well, they got the linebacker, safety linebacker, from Florida. and he's one of the kids I missed. The safety linebacker committed. Yeah, I missed him. That's one I missed. But he's good. He is. I said when I missed him, somebody said that's that hard hitting safety from Florida.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he's a kid that can play safety, linebacker, or the hog.
Mhm.
I know RD's calling him a linebacker, but I was told he's a safety. But he's 6'2", 210. He's one of those that can play either or both.
That right there is the
He's-
size that NFL is
Yeah,
looking at having safety anyway because it's more of a run coverage
Yeah,
slash.
But I was
over
told
the
he's
top.
hard
Yeah.
hitting, man. He will knock your head off.
It
He
is.
will put you in the dirt. I mean, he will. That's what but they like him a lot. And but yeah, I was told that that he's a safety, but I know already right. But I can see, but he could play the hog, like I said, linebacker. Or say he's one of those. Well, it's like we were told that the kid Shelton from Dallas was a linebacker.
Yeah.
He gets here and plays the hog. So yeah, that stuff's all interchangeable. So yeah, I'm sure he'll be probably. They will check him out at all three of those spots and see what sticks. But where he's the best at,
And what I've kind of noticed too with the recruiting on that second level of the defense,
Mhm.
that a lot more SEC coaches are going to that hybrid size
Yeah.
versus that traditional 6'2" to 6'4" size linebacker that's weighing 230,
Well-
250 that to fill the hole. They're not doing that so much anymore. They're more going to that hybrid size because, again, you're having to cover so much ground.
Yeah, well, you got to be
with all these
you got to be a defensive back at linebacker almost
Yeah.
now for sure. You got to almost be a defensive back. It's not like it used to be where you strictly 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
Now you've almost got to be a defensive back, and that's why those guys like him are perfect for that. They're looking at that. So
Because they're having to go sideline to sideline and hash to hash on that because, I mean, the RPO is still is very prevalent. It's not going to go anyway. It's not going to go away anytime soon from college football. And so whenever you have those size of linebackers come in and commit to you, that's super important because at this point, I mean, Sam is looking to address more depth than anything else because let's face it, that was one of the things that going into this offseason, this summer, is that they still have some questions at depth.
yeah, they do, and there'll be some defensive depth still determined when they get on the field this year because they were a little short, but they've got a lot of new players in since then. But that's something that they're always looking for more depth, quality depth, more so than anything, not just depth but quality depth.
Yeah.
There's a difference because you can they'll have numbers, they'll have the full roster, but is it quality depth? That's what they've been lacking at times in the past.
Yeah.
But you're not on Kirk's Corner on Hogville. You need to check that out because I keep stories over there and visits, commitment. There's a commitment list over there, and
that was my next thing I was going to mention too. Is that if you guys want to keep up to date on all the recruits that Otis is writing about, also the kids that are committing to Arkansas, be sure to go to Kirk's Corner over under the Monday Morning Quarterback tab. Or the recruiting tab, or the Monday morning quarterback, and he'll have all those updates for you as he gets them. So, and you can also find those on Pig Trail Nation as well. So, I want to switch gears for just a second. College World Series starts tomorrow. Arkansas was very successful this last weekend.
Yeah.
Tony Vitello was super complimentary. I like the fact that not only was Tony V was really. You knew he wasn't okay with the losses, but he was able to take them a lot easier, knowing who it came to with Dave Van Horn and this staff. They had a really great moment together after the game, even though it was they lost.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that when you get Dave Van Horn with so much emotion at the podium, you could tell that the last 2 years finally just came out.
Yeah, it did.
All that frustration.
Well, he's done well in the portal, like I put on X a while ago. I said he recruited the heck out of that outfield spot. You got a 300 hitter, Carson Bowles, sitting on the bench. You can't even get in the game. By the way, the kid's name was Furbia Allen Jr. Furbia Allen III is the kid from Pine Bluff that I wrote about. He is 6'5", 308 pounds, just going in. He just got out of the 8th grade, and he is not baby fat at all. He's big. He's legit big. That kid.
You imagine having a kid go into your ninth grade class and looks like a freaking freshman in college.
Well, he looks like
Good.
like somebody the Razorback. He's better looking than some of the Razorbacks right now. I mean, he looks like an NFL guy, 6'5". He's got that baby face, but 6'5", 308 pounds,
Yeah.
man, that's unreal. And then, I had a story on him, and but there'll be a lot of kids here Saturday, and then Sunday we'll have the official visitors, obviously, and try not to miss anybody this week. Didn't miss any the first week, missed a couple last week, but get back over there this Sunday, I'm sorry, and try to catch them, as they're leaving and they leave and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a fun time, right? They're recruiting well. They really are. I know people say, "Oh, you're just pumping sunshine." I'm not really. I give you my opinion. I can't tell you. I can't speak for you. I have to speak for myself. And if you got a different opinion, that's fine. Nobody cares. But what I'm saying is, I'm going to give you my opinion. That's all I can do. And but you're welcome to have a different opinion. But they are recruiting well. I mean, if you're looking at film and being objective, not just saying Pittman sucks or Hog suck, you can't do that. This is really this is the best high school class they've had in a while. Now they haven't signed them. If they lose some, it won't be. But right now, this is the best high school recruiting they've done, I think, since they got in the portal. I mean, you got Colton Yarbrough, you've got Quan Prevo down at Liberty Ilo. And I'm telling you, I think they're going to get Kevian Henderson this early next week. He's at Kentucky this week, 6'4" wide receiver. If they get him, he's big time, man. And they're recruiting Gabriel West out of Florida. I don't remember the high school, but it's a different name in high school. But he's coming in this weekend for the official visit. Henderson was here last week. Will be at Kentucky this week. He ain't going to make a decision. I feel good about Arkansas' chance. Now, Kentucky could blow him out of the water with a big time offer, and if they do, he may not come. But I like Arkansas' chance there, and he reminds everybody over there of Andrew Armstrong, 6'4", just not as big as Armstrong, but he's faster and just.
Would you say that takes some fun? I'm live on air right now. Yeah, you could. So real quick, a question on here from Garrett Tyler. When was the last time we beat LSU in football? If I'm not mistaken, it was 2022, wasn't it? There.
Yeah. They. Let's see. I know they beat them down there.
23 then.
It may or
21.
23. Wasn't that when KJ was hurt? Wasn't KJ hurt in 23 and they beat Arkansas like by 3 points here in Fayetteville?
Yes.
Well, let's see. No, because
22
is probably when that was, because that was when they were here, because 23 they were in Baton Rouge, and then 25 they'll be in Baton Rouge. So no, it wouldn't have been 24. I honestly just know it was Sam beat them that time in Baton Rouge, and I think it was 2022. But
22 they lost 13-10.
That was the KJ Jefferson didn't play, he didn't play. They had walk on quarter.
21-22 is the last time at LSU.
Yeah.
16-13 overtime.
Cam Little kicked the winning field goal in overtime.
Yep.
Yeah, but 22 is when KJ couldn't play, and Arkansas had no quarterback and still nearly beat them.
They didn't have a defensive line that game too. If I'm not mistaken, they were rotating 4 guys.
They were really depleted
game.
and still nearly beat them here in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That was a good fight by Arkansas right
Garrett,
there.
To answer your question, was the 21-22 season when Arkansas last beat LSU 16-13 overtime. So let's look at the baseball series from last weekend, and then looking ahead too, because I think that kind of ties in together with Arkansas LSU as well. With the theatrics really that happened last weekend, there was a lot of people that were really pushing for a Monday game for some high drama, and it didn't happen. And Arkansas went out and finally they took care of business, and I think that that's something that LSU fans and also players are really kind of looking at, because this team's rolling.
Yeah, LSU had to go to Monday to beat Little Rock in the regional, not the Super. They swept through the Super Regional too against West Virginia, but I don't think they were focused against Little Rock. I really don't. I think they took that lightly, but they won. I'm gonna make a prediction, Jason. I'm gonna make a prediction. Whoever wins that game Saturday, it will be my favorite to win it all. Arkansas and LSU. Whoever wins that game Saturday and gets in the winner's bracket. I'm not saying you can't come out of the loser's bracket, but somebody go. If it goes like you think it's going to, let's say Arkansas beats LSU, then LSU wins their loser's bracket game, and Arkansas wins the next game against maybe UCLA or Murray State, then LSU would beat the loser of that. I mean, the team at Arkansas beat the second round. Then they would beat them. Then LSU would have to beat Arkansas twice. Or if LSU wins that game Saturday, then Arkansas would have to beat them. That's tough, man. I'm telling you, the winner of that game Saturday, I think, takes it all. Because I think they're going to beat Oregon State, Coastal Carolina, the other two teams. I don't remember the.
Coastal's one of the favorites to come out of that side of the
Yeah.
bracket, too.
Well, I think
Oregon
Coastal
State.
and Oregon State are the two best on the other side. I may be wrong. Look, man, I'm not a college baseball expert. I know the SEC teams, but I don't sit and watch college baseball. I really don't, man. Outside of Arkansas, I just very little. But I'm going to tell you, LSU run ruled Arkansas down there in Baton Rouge. I'm telling you, man, they're good. Everybody was talking about Tennessee, and I told my friends last week, I said, I'm not worried about Tennessee. LSU scares the crap out of me because I knew Arkansas was going to have to play them in the first round. But that LSU's good.
Yeah,
that's the team I think. If I had to bet, I'd say either they're number one right now in the SEC. I mean, in the tournament, or number two, and Arkansas is number one. They're 1 and 2, and you can put them any order you want. I don't mean to piss off any Arkansas fans by saying that. I'm just telling you. I mean, I really think LSU's right there. I mean, they won 2 or 3 against Arkansas. They run ruled them once, and I'm telling you, man. But Arkansas right now, look, they should reseed. They should reseed, Jason, but they didn't. Yeah. But I think that may favor Arkansas in the sense that Zach Rude's going to start. And right now, he's pitching the best he's pitched all year, man. He is unhittable. Yep. And then you get a big 7 or 8 innings out of Zach Saturday. Then you come back Monday with Gage Wood, and you win that game. I'm telling you, man, you're sitting there probably with Vital Shoes or Colin Fisher or Adrian Jimenez, or you've got options, you know.
The way that this is set up really also favors Arkansas and their bullpen because you're not playing every day. You're playing every other day until next weekend.
Yeah, it's not like the SEC. I mean, like the regional where you play maybe 2 games. Arkansas didn't have to play 2 games in one day, but some of them did. But that's why, that's why you might come out of the loser bracket here because it's not like it was in the regional where you play every day, but it's tough in the regionals. But now Wake Forest did against Tennessee and almost beat them, you know.
Well, see, and that's another
thing.
Wake
Forest got in there right off the bat and still
There's a parallel that I want to bring up really quick, too, because you saw how Wake Forest took Tennessee to Game 7 in the regionals, and Tony V talked about how it kind of put a little bit of extra stress, even though, and I know that Dudley and I talked about this too, with they had 5 or 6 days between starts, but you know, whenever you have a team take you the distance the way they did, and I know that you know LSU had a pretty easy time with West Virginia, but whenever you are starting to look at taxing your staff, Arkansas hasn't had the tax, but they also haven't had a lot of pressure situations other than this last weekend where they have to really kind of work through some of that.
Yeah, they won 4-3, but you know what? Did you ever get the feeling they were in trouble in that game? I didn't, Jason.
The feeling was total control the whole entire time. It wasn't one of those
4-3. You think, man, that was a nail biter, and it was, but to me, it really wasn't. I just never felt like Arkansas was going to lose that game.
You never had that Bob Uecker call from Major League. Oh shit! No, you never had any of that.
I didn't sense that either. I just never sensed they were in trouble, and that's the only. I mean, they won 6-2, 11-3 or something, and 11-3, and I don't know, maybe Creighton pretty bad 9-1, I think something, but. Yeah, I mean, you know, the 6-2 against North Dakota State, I think they looked at North Dakota State kind of like LSU did Little Rock. I don't think they got – when a team comes in there with a losing record, it's hard to really get focused and just come out and play your best. But when Tennessee came to town, you saw Arkansas's best, man, or close to it.
I want to
just don't beat themselves, man.
And I want to put this out there, too. You know, Arkansas's halfway. You need 10 wins in the postseason. Regional, super regionals, and College World Series, you need at least 10 wins that get you to the prize. Arkansas is halfway there right now. And not only are they halfway there, they were halfway there without Vahiva or Kahil Aloy really catching fire. Yeah. And and I was listening to Chris Peterson, ESPN commentator, is talking about it. He said, you know, whenever you have the SEC Player of the Year not perform, but you've got 6 or 7 other dudes on that bench that are ready to go, that's where it separates Arkansas from a lot of these other teams that are in the CWS
Well,
because they have the depth.
Well, that's been the thing. You know, people say, well, everybody has the injuries, but in the past, it killed Arkansas. This year,
They
they've
have.
had their injuries. Carson Wiggins, Nolan Souza,
Yeah.
they've had injuries. It's not like
Starters.
they didn't have injuries, but they've had the depth to overcome it. Like I said, Kendall Diggs can't get on the field really. I mean, you know, except for defensive replacement late. He was a key player last year, last 2 years. Carson Bowles, 300, can't get on the field. I mean, just this team's got depth, and it's quality depth, man. But yeah, they're in a different league. This is a different team. People have been waiting for this team to fold like the last two did. It may do it, but I don't think they will. And I'm not saying they're going to win the College World Series. I don't know that. I mean,
I think
it's tough.
the difference this team versus the last 2 years, and Dave kind of touched on this on the press conference on Saturday, and I'm going to kind of expand that a little bit too with his answer. He said that Zach Root is getting stronger as the season goes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Zach Root. I think it's all like hitters 1 through 9, bullpen, starting pitching.
Well, when
They're starting to gain more momentum and get stronger, which has not been the case the last 2 years, and that's why you see that difference.
Root comes out Saturday and gives you 7 innings, 7 innings, 1 hit, I believe, maybe 2, but I believe there's 1. Gives you 7 innings. So your bullpen, you bring in the other kid for 2 innings, but then your bullpen's fresh Sunday. So when Wood wasn't pitching bad, but he didn't exactly have his best stuff, Dave would go to the bullpen the 4th, 5th inning and bring them in and stack them up there and win the game, you know, because it had to come. But that's the key is don't deplete your bullpen that first game. And that's what they've done in the past. And Root is saving them from doing that, man. That's huge. Yeah, Zach Root.
This is going to be
But the whole team's just huge. It's just a good team, man. This is a better team they've had.
I'm going to make a controversial statement. I think Zach Root might be better. might be better than Arkansas's ace last year.
Well, he's pitching better right at the same time.
Yeah.
He's pitching better than Hagan was at this time. I don't know
He
that
may
he's
be better
better
than Hagan Smith.
I don't know that he's better, but he's pitching better than Hagan was, which is all that matters. But the production's there, man. But yeah, right now he's hotter than Hagan was at this time last year. It's just that's a fact. I don't know if there's a pitcher in the country pitching any better than Zach Root right now.
Regardless,
I mean, you look at Liam Doyle's getting all these awards for the top pitcher.
Exactly.
And Zach's outpitched his butt big time, man. I mean, it's not even close. So it's nothing to say he's pitching better than Hagan was last year. He's pitching better than Liam Doyle, the national pitcher of the year, maybe the best player. They may say, I don't think the best player in college baseball, but they may name him.
So I think that there's also some room to grow for this offense in Omaha.
Yeah.
I did like to see the fact that the team got together and watched Sandlot, and that really kind of tells you, it encapsulates the team on what, type of camaraderie that they have for each other.
Yeah.
And one of the things that Vincent Lombardi said that he was famous for was saying, whenever you play with a team, you have to love one another. And this team, I really feel like loves one another.
I just hope they don't beat themselves, because if they don't, they make the other team beat them. They're going to be tough to beat out there in Omaha. They're going to be tough to beat.
So, really quick, before we get out of here, Otis, I know last week that you had said that you thought that Vahiva Aloy was going to kind of shine last weekend, and he's had some struggles. He did swing at some bad pitches, and I think that he's had some trouble at the plate. And you kind of saw that with some of the half-hearted swings that he has had. I think that changes this week, though, because it's not a super regional. This is the damn show. This is it. This is the big stage. This is where the guys like him, the superstars, come out.
See, that's what me and you and Arvis
happens.
were talking about. It's time for the Stars, the cream, to come to the top. That's why I picked him. I was going to just going to say one of those outfielders. I wasn't going to name Maxwell or Davlin or Thomas. I was just going to say I've looked for at least one of those outfielders to be the Stars. It turned out that's what it was. That's what I wanted to say. But, we were talking about that, about your top player. You just cream rise to the top right then. But, I picked Iredale one weekend, Helfrich one week, and I'm going to go with Kim this weekend.
Kim Koschel?
Yeah, not this week, but the World Series call. I'll go with Kim.
I'm going to go reverse on you on that one. I'm going to go Vahiva. I really feel like this.
Well, he's due, and he certainly can.
Yeah.
He's capable of doing it. I mean, that kid can go out there. He turned some double plays. He still played good ball. He's struggling to play some, but he's still,
And that's another.
Cahill had a big RBI. They
Yep.
were knocking him. I saw him put Carson Bowles in for him. You don't bench Cahill Lloyd, man.
This-
you don't do that.
Your
Your RBI
Schwab
leader.
Field really favors Arkansas's offense. How Dudley mentioned how cavernous and how large it is,
Mhm.
and that's where I think that Arkansas is really going to be. I think that's where it's going to favor Arkansas at the plate. So,
Yeah.
Otis, let's get you out of here, get you rested up, so you can go chase some more recruits down and go get interviews, and make sure to go over to Pig Trail Nation, also to Hogville.net to read all of those stories from Otis and get all of the podcasts and all that good stuff. And it's always free. So, for myself and Jason and Otis, I want to thank you guys for jumping on with us, and go Hogs.
Thanks, man. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Jason.
Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos in college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchy's Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchy's is the place. Torchy's location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchy's has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchy's has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs.